الله أكبر الله.
الحمد لله ملا قلوب أوليائه بنور حبه وشوق لقائه، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له المتفرد بجلاله وجماله وكماله، ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله والهادي إلى منهاج وصاله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وقال سبحانه وتعالى: ونفس وما سواها، إلى نهاية السورة. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نبينا المسيح وكما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام: رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما رب زدني علما رب زدني علما. All praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful and the most kind, the most noble and the most generous. All praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has written each and every one of our sustenance, our provisions and our rizq. Praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has given us more than many, has blessed us more than many, has clothed us more than many, has fed us more than many. And most of all, praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has kept us alive at this very moment. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. We should make shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's khutbah, I would like to discuss about something which has to do with the inner self. Each and every one of us that is sitting here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given each and every one of us a light in our hearts. A light in our hearts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, فَآمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, and that there is faith, there is iman in us. We believe in the oneness of Allah. وَرَسُولِهِ, in the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on to mention وَالنُّورِ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ, that He has given a light and He has revealed a light within us. Just to better our understanding, when we look at ourselves physically, the physical body that we have, it generally needs constant fueling and treatments. For example, if we have an injury, we need to treat that injury. When we feel sick, we need to tend to that sickness. When we feel hungry, we get some food so we can fuel our stomachs. When we feel thirsty, we have drinks. All of these things are so easily understood. Why? Because this is for ourselves. We're tending to ourselves. Then the human beings, they have emotions. Emotions which swirl in our minds, in our thoughts, and also in our hearts. Having emotions is part of the human being. It's part of a human being. It's natural to have it. We have anger in us. Sometimes we have hatred in us for someone else. We have love in our hearts. We have happiness. We have joy. Sometimes we need to be alone. Sometimes we need to talk to someone. Sometimes we need to see a doctor. We understand them. These are emotions. How a human being is created. But another beautiful and plus point to all of this, these are just components in a human being. And you know what this shows us is وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created human beings weak. In other words, in need. We're always in need of things. We can't live without it. If we just sit here and do nothing, we're going to be destroyed. We're going to perish. We're going to die. We're always constantly needing something. Always. And there's a very beautiful plus point to all of this. The component that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created within us, وَالنُّورِ الَّذِي أَنزَلْنَا. That is the light that He created. So you know what is this light? This is the ruh. This is the what? This is the ruh. Now the ruh is very different. We understand that our bodies and our physical embodiment, it needs nourishing and treatment. We know that our emotions, we need a break from our emotions. We can't work 24 hours and 7 days a week. We can't do that. It needs a break. But some individuals, they're like workaholic. They keep working and they keep working and they keep working. But you know what it is? Sooner or later, the body won't take it anymore. وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا. Allah Ta'ala says, we have made the night and sleep something which you adorn, something that you need. So our body will go to sleep. Soon it will give up. So this nur and this very light that we have, this very soul and this very ruh, it also needs a certain type of treatment. So giving these examples should better our understanding in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about in the Quran when He says this. فَآمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَالنُّورِ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ. Each and every one of us, even the non-Muslims, have this very light. I'm not going into the details for that. But as Muslims, we also believe that we have this very light. Everyone has it. And this light, it needs constant treatment. Or else, it's just going to be gone. That's it. You won't even realize it's there. When you are focusing in something, for example, you're focusing on your family, which is a great thing. Focusing on family is actually ibadah, worship of Allah. But when you do it so much that you forget about your own self and your ruh, then there's no balance in there. You're just inclining towards that too much. When you're working also can be an ibadah. But when you're doing it so much and you don't take care of your ruh, in this very connection that I'm supposed to have with my Creator, then that work becomes nothing. When we focus on a certain degree or a certain exam that I'm preparing for, it literally, that inclination will just be destroyed and perish if I'm destroying my own ruh in the process of that. And sometimes people tend to forget this very ruh, which is very subtle, very soft, and it needs a connection with the Creator. You see, our body, it has a connection to this very earth. When Adam alayhi salam was created, the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took different parts of the earth to create Adam alayhi salam. This is why we're in need of the earth so much, because we're part of this very earth. And that's why when we die, we will be buried in this very earth, in the very soil. We have a connection. The fruits and the food that we eat, they're part of this earth. There's no food that comes from the sky, right? No one gives food straight from the sky to us. It's part of the earth. We tend to ourselves in the earth. We nourish ourselves. We bring ourselves to this very earth. But you see, this ruh that we have, what's so beautiful about it is that this ruh was not created in this world. It was not. It wasn't created from the materials of this very world. This ruh that we have, it was created in Jannah, in paradise. It's in the other worlds. It's a different world. So what do we have to do right now? What's the relationship in this? If we want to treat this ruh, we can't treat it with anything in this very world. We have to go back and connect our ruh with the Creator, because He is the one who created. When Adam alayhi salam was created, his body and the figure was just there. Allah Ta'ala did not put ruh in it right away. He didn't. He left it there. And according to many tafasir, how many days, 40 days, 1 week, whatever the amount, Allah Ta'ala knows best. But Allah Ta'ala left it there. Why? It's to show how delicate the soul and the ruh is. And then later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put and placed this very ruh inside Adam alayhi salam, and that's why, and that's how we have this very ruh for ourselves. So how can we get this very connection? And why do we feel so away from it? Why don't we love connecting our soul and the ruh to our Creator. Why don't we love it? Sometimes people's worshipping in love, it shifts. For example, if a person is in love with someone, you need to see that person. You need to be with that person. You need to phone that person. You need to text that person. What does that love? That love is okay. It's natural. Family, children, whoever we love, spouse, it doesn't matter. But that love eventually becomes what? When you're focusing on it 100%, completely there, that focus or that love becomes worship. You're forgetting about yourself. You're literally forgetting about yourself. So you shifted that worship and you shifted that reality and the ultimate love towards something else. Some people worship money. They're always thinking about money, constantly always thinking about money. But what's going on over there is that he's forgetting about his ruh, and he shifted his concerns and his fikr, his love and his worship towards that material. But the deen overall teaches us, no matter what you do, if you know how to balance everything, then you will be successful in this life and also in the hereafter. And when we incline towards something too much, we're not going to get both. We're not going to get that, and we're not going to get the hereafter as well. Everything's just going to perish. This is why we need to connect ourselves in this very light to our Creator. That there's no other way. If I knew a certain way to connect ourselves to our Creator with the materials of this world, I would have told you, I would have told myself. But no. Sometimes throughout the whole day, this heart and this soul, it needs to sit down and connect with Allah. You might have a busy day. At the end of the day, sit down, away from your family, children, wife, mother, father. Sit down after prayers, connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It needs that every day. It's a fuel. And the Prophet ﷺ, I will mention this and I will end off here. The Prophet ﷺ, we all hear this hadith and this narration all the time. The Prophet ﷺ, in the middle of the night, after spending some portion with Aisha radiallahu anha, he gets up and he does his wudu. And Aisha radiallahu anha tells him that, "O Prophet of Allah, you don't need to do this. You can stay by me. Your sins are forgiven. Right now, before, in the future, you're good. You're more than good. You're more than good. You don't need to do that." But yet the Prophet ﷺ says, should I not be a grateful slave? It's not just about being a grateful slave. It's the fact that the Prophet ﷺ understood that I have my daytime, and I have my mission, I have my work, I have my job, I also spend time with my family in the home, but some parts need to be just me and Allah. It just has to be like that. And he's the Prophet, the best of creations. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and all of us the tawfiq to act upon whatever has been said. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, nasta'in wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa nashhadu anna sayyidana wa mawlana Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين لسان من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر شيئا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا صلاتنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا وتلاوة القرآن يا أرحم الراحمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.